Hi, I'm Tina. This is To the Inner Wild. Welcome back to my Love and Light crew, those who work from the heart chakra. Oh, yes. All right, so I don't know what to say, but I just feel like I needed a little break. Just like, toot toot, let's let off a little steam, okay? I'm not going to divulge too many details here, but I'm going to speak my mind. And you're going to love it, all right? Because I said so. What did we want to tell you? Angels of light and love, I welcome you in to direct and protect these messages. My chakras, my auras, my space, and that of my viewers. You want to know what my post reading is from the last run? Yes, let's go ahead and reiterate. All the bullshitters are going to be addressed here. Maybe not 100% of them, but the bulk of what needs to be addressed right now shall be addressed. Because the full moon is coming. Oh, new moon. And then so shall the full. For those that tuned in yesterday to the reading, we saw the Five of Pentacles in its like most majesty form in its highest viewing. That ultimately, I thought about it while I was like in transit someplace, and I was like, you know what? If the Five of Pentacles is thought of as positive in upright or reversal on the Nile fortune-telling deck, what that means in essence is that, Five of Pentacles is Five of Pentacles. They're like halfway there to the 10. So it's like, when you think of, it's, you got that much. You're at the midpoint, okay? And, progress is progress. And where are you going to knock that? So, you take your wins rather than you just like you focus on taking your wins and cutting your losses. Because like cutting your losses is kind of just like, it's an obvious thing, right? And who wants to be Captain Obvious? Nobody falls in love with Captain Obvious, So here we go. So here it came through on the post reading. It was actually a series of cards, but since I'm using this deck again, which is as above with the Book of Shadows Tarot, I'm just going to like give you a little sneak peek here. Okay. Gotta breathe for a second. Okay. So Five of Pentacles came out in reversal. Actually, it came in upright, which tells me like this is the windfall, right? What came, I think this was this came with it, if I'm not mistaken. I have to double check on the layout of the cards, but the elements came through. It's the Magician, and it came in reversal. You know what that tells me? Is that I shall have the support from my underground crew, from the underworld, in its most divine light. People will learn the way they will best learn during the phases that they're in. So that's just the bottom line. If people think I do like black magic, dark magic, or whatever, I just face with whatever I'm confronted with. I address it accordingly. So there you have it. Okay? I'm like, I gotta address the dumbasses today, And then sometimes I visited like way too many readings while I was doing some necessary cleanup to prep for the reckoning tomorrow morning. And one of them said, you can only attract that which you are, really. And even if it's like not an express form of you, like okay, this is the best metaphor that I can come up with. It's like what they describe as an STD. You might not be symptomatic at the time, but you have you carry like the thing inside of you, right? So you may express it at any given time, and there you have it. So like if you're attracting like some form of toxic energy, like I have a history. I mean, it's not like super mental. I mean, a lot of it was, purposefully triggered. I can see with massive manipulation, but like, who thinks that in those time slots that you have to record every single thing and what by law you're able to record? So I'm. It's not like they teach a class in any type of school where you're like, okay, if you're encountering some type of abuse, and by the way, this would be considered abuse, okay? And if you encounter this type of abuse, and these are within your human rights, or to fight against them. Nobody teaches you that shit. You just have to deal with it, and it's like the way things are set up is so bullshit. Okay? I gotta speak my mind, angels. I'm tired of being infuriated, but the angrier I get, the more shit gets done. It gets handled. Impressively, might I add. There's no turning back as well. So, I gotta address this bullshit Dane character, okay? This guy that I used to work with. I didn't even really work with him. He was just like around the premises. And every now and then I had to interact with him. And mind you, he's been with the company for the past, couple of years at the very least. He's one of the veterans, right? When it came to like a lot of turnover. And out of like all of that department that was grouped in the powwow, within the first 1 to 2 weeks, I was the one that heard him the most without him saying much. He didn't divulge much, but I could hear coming from the LGBTQ community that he experienced some real hardships, and I heard him more than what he actually spoke. And coming from a community that is highly gifted but also extremely irresponsible with their gifts, they like that. I think that's the most infuriating thing, is that even coming from a supposed supportive environment, I'll scratch your back, so you can scratch mine, or whatever, that kind of bullshit. Nobody ever really cared to get to know him. He was just like, oh, that nice thing to pet. Like, oh, he's like the mascot of, this type of community. We have like maybe a couple in our crew. And while I back the community, I'm not going to give them 100% get out of jail free card. I don't give any group like that kind of, like that free pass. Like that's, because of course there are people that take advantage of it. So he's one of the ones. And I'm not going to tell you what he did, okay? But he's a repeat offender, obviously, and he is reckless. Like, he thinks that his sex appeal is like so out there in the community. Like, he steals energy like no other. And he has no qualm about it. Like, no conscience. Nothing whatsoever. It's like it's absolutely reckless. And like his excitement, his thrill is based off of like, I got in, I did it, I did that to her, I did that to them. And you know what? You fucked up bad, okay? Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Yeah. I'm not the only one that knows that you fucked up. You're not the only one that knows that you fucked up, but there are many out there that do. There are many out there that concur with that assessment. And that's just a signal for it. So, you know what's coming? You don't know. And you're going to learn. Because you know what? If it's not handled, you're going to bring that to your organization. There's no hiding from that. I'm not going to put up with it anymore. Okay? Dane. This new moon is coming. And everyone hears it. I know you have your little flying monkeys, your peers that, will support you at some point. But when it comes down to karma, they're going to leave you high and dry, just as usual. Just as usual. But this time, it's a binding. At this time, it's a binding. I'm not going to let you do that anymore. No. You're no longer welcome here. Every master can be selective with who he or she mentors. I'm no longer willing to and desiring to mentor you. Your reckless behavior is something that I'm not going to take any falls for. No. So if you, okay, how do I say it? I was a good luck charm to that organization. I know 100%. With every organization that I've touched, I've also blessed, and I was a good luck charm. Believe me, you. You are quite going to be, how do I say it? You're going to be the opposite. That's bullshit. My ancestors, like, when it comes to discernment and the fine tunings, there's I don't even know if there's any wiggle room. Like, fucking up at the wrong times, buddy. Who's not a buddy? Oh my god. So anyway, what did I want to say about that? Oh yeah. And once I thought about this, like in fuller context, this Apache song came on immediately after. It was good news, and exactly then they said, "And now I rise above you." But prior to that, this morning, I knew it was you. I definitely knew it was you. When I heard news of what had happened, I can tell your energy based on the song that came through after the news, and it was one-click headshot. So my underworld crew, it's time. We're naming names, So first off, okay, the first name that I named off was Daniel. Second named off was Willie. Daniel was like a Reiki healer on TikTok. Gross, like filth gross. Second was Willie the witch, also like skank witch, nasty, like wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole, gross, like irresponsible. And she knows it, like that's why she's not going to procreate, because she knows like how fucked up she is. And like how just no. Third one was Matthew, who, comes some up with a prestigious resume. Yeah. He's got painted almost perfectly his little masterpiece of, being a family man and being a provider and et cetera, being like one of the guys, and, and he's just a load of bullshit. All he is just some lonely, fake. He's just lonely and like, I don't even know what to say. Like, he's just a, what do you want me to say, angels? All that's coming to my mind is like a waste of space. Like, he knows it. Like, his soul knows that it's like dying with each day. I don't know how else to describe it. So that's why he takes advantage of everybody. He's done more than what I just divulged in that last TikTok, or this last reading. Yeah, he really, he's gross energy. Like, it wasn't just like, I don't consider it like a major offense to just like hit on me, but like the context to the situation and that of it after, and then fueling chaos within the home by egging conversations and talking behind my back to like fuel my ex, and also fuel him by like taking him out to drink, knowing that there's a drinking problem. And he's like another version of a home wrecker. That's what he is. Okay, he wrecked his own home, and that just goes along with the territory. And it's just these. I don't know what to tell you. But this fourth character, Dane, yeah, we're naming names now. That whole like shit list, on one of my stories, I don't realize how like in sync everything is. Like, that's totally valid. Dane's one of them. And when I thought of his aging character, some 30-something-year-old thinking that they're still 20-something, like, regardless of when he's on drugs or not, he's just so fucked up. And so the divine knows. Like, when they hit me, it's more like, okay, so they're a repeat offender. It's already known. Okay, so that's already a major offense. But when they repeat offend me, well, that's a whole new ballpark of gameplay when it comes to delegation of karma with my inner crew. And, yeah. I have faith that the organization will handle it. I feel like they've backed me within certain circumstances, and they're definitely not going to take the fall for his bullshit. With how hard it's going to come down on him, what I foresaw on his patterning was that same person who I think is dead now. The person that I got to know. I can't name him right now. I don't know why, but I'm told not to, at least just not yet, because there are many more that are affected, and there's some type of tie that I'm just not supposed to say it right now. I don't know when I'm supposed to say it, if I'm supposed to say it, but I'm definitely called to on Dane. Fourth one down, yeah. But what I saw was the same kind of ill, messy behavior. And there is no way that I'm going to let him live, that much longer within those same patternings. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about, I will at least say something about it so that others who have pull in different frequencies can mitigate some of those losses caused by his doings. You know what I'm talking about? So, because that person that I foretold, like, I mean, I didn't have to do anything. I just saw through his patternings that he had a maximum of 2 years to live. But like, I knew that was way more than, I was being way generous because I was really angry. I basically doubled the time that I actually saw. And it's not always the case if I, foresee that and I engage in telling you this, in the future with others. But, for this Dane character, I see the same patternings, but there's no way that I'm going to keep my mouth shut to allow that, like, to see it at this stage, within his age. No. Somebody's got to fix that. Somebody's got to correct that behavior. So this is a binding. within his own doing. So, I don't know really 100% what that means, but I just know that I've got to at least speak something out there. And I don't really need to do anything about it other than just say that. I don't know. I'm supposed to say it. Because, yeah. The way he expressed victory and what he did in the past 24 hours was disgusting. It was absolute disregard for the divine, and that's why I have to, I have to say something. If it comes down to more than saying something, then then they'll let me know. But otherwise, I have to at least warn the organization that there's a reckoning when it comes down to it. If that behavior is not handled and disciplined, then it's going to come down with all circles that he's affiliated with. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. Okay, so Spirit, what do you want me to say also with regards to that? The highest of the most high, Spirit, what do you want me to say about that? Is there anything else that I missed? Oh, what? I was shoveling upside down. Okay. So we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay. So what I'm getting here is that this is speaking of the underworld, that I'm just dropping you wisdom in its highest form. Okay, that's Ace of Swords, right? I'm trying to pinpoint this so that you can claim the maximum amount of abundance with the least amount of liability. And I'm telling you, that guy is a liability. There's no way that I called that upon myself. Whatever he's done to me, in every form, even while I was employed there, I did not ask for it. I was the one that backed him up. I was the one that made him feel heard. But, it's like the closest ones get shot down, the soonest, right? So, when I say very abundant cards, when they're in their reversals, they're kind of in the coming. They're not absolutely obsoleted. But here, when we speak of the underworld and the underground, Spirit saying, no, I'm helping you. This is corrective actions. If I'm doing an audit, I'm writing you up. This is a red line. This is a CAR. This is not, what is it, an OFI, an opportunity for improvement. No, this is a corrective action. It's the same bullshit that my boss, RH, at the time, just within the role, not the actual, doing, that's the kind of behavior, that was exhibited. That's just bullshit. So, okay, so it was I didn't realize I was shuffling backwards. So, we have Ostara here, which is 14. It's Temperance in reversal. And then what's peeking out is Water. 3 of Cups in reverse. Okay. So it's spring, celebration. Okay. So, once this is mitigated and this is handled, this corrective action is addressed, because there's a certain amount of time that one is given to address the corrective actions after being written up. And I think maximum amount of time is about a month, okay, if it's a long-term thing. But something as quick as this can, normally it's like, it should be handled within, 2 weeks time, if not a week preferred, especially with something like that, okay? So there's that, okay? And his work isn't even really that great, honestly. I've seen his work like in multiple forums of what was not shared, but was publicized within the intranet, like within their internal hub. And I'm like, he could have made, so-and-so look better. He could have like done this better. And I've seen him doing live action, and dude, there's better talent, dude. Like, no. So, anyway, so this is like, flat out, like, not being celebrated and, like, falling away, okay? So, that's, like, the flat view of it, like, the 2D view. But if we're looking at, a higher dimensional view, it's just saying that, Ostara, which is, spring, and expressing life and calibration, it's alchemy, inner alchemy, and then celebration, like within that form, it's like when that corrective action is completed, it's bringing new life, because they say that like I know that maybe I shouldn't even be giving this much advice to an old job. But I know that they're, kind of one of my sponsors. They're one of my supporters in some aspect, okay? And that's what I was told. That there's some kind of weird, I don't even know how to call it. I don't know what. But given that I have limited support when it comes to like financially being expressed within my new career path, I've got to give them some credit in that field, so Spirit says like your inputs do matter, so you can't let other people's energy dictate yours. So like I feel like it's only right to convey this, that like when you break it down, and I'm just like sitting down with you like on a partner level, 1-to-1. I'm talking to you about like different aspects of the organization, how things are structured, what works and what doesn't, just like 1-to-1, no pressure, no charts, nothing like that, okay? We're just looking at this with like our third eye. We're looking at things with like our plain sight as well. Cumulative view, what do you see, what do I see, and let's align the scope, okay? And let's do a comparable view from like previous year or whatever, okay? Like we're just gonna align things just like rough sketch. Let's see how it goes. Just read the energy. That's all you gotta fucking do. And just on a granular level, when there's one element, whether this is just basic alchemy, okay, when it's added to a grouping or even reduced from it, the energy changes, the dynamics change. And that's what they're saying here within the inner alchemy of that organization, within those inner circles, okay, that it does have a change up, and that is well celebrated, that things are about to get turned up, once you handle that corrective action, okay. I don't know how you see it best fit, because a warning is, do you know how many warnings Dane has had? No, warnings don't work, okay? For those characters. They're just like, you got caught, man. And that's it. That's it. So, like I said, a true liability for that, okay? Yeah, this is a new form of hope and prosperity. Like, I don't like to label people as bad seeds, you know, I'm just going to read out the energy, you know, of what they project. Okay? Because the fact that I'm seeing a rainbow here, you know, within alchemy, things could change drastically if you handle that energy. You know? Because being that he's been there as like one of the longest members, and he gets away with like massive like reckless shit, it kind of sets a precedence for the rest. Like, oh, the organization approves of this. Like in some way, like they're going to like sweep it under the rug and like everything's fine. But you know, if you handle that corrective action, people will be like, oh, they're serious about this. You know, that like what do you call it? Like having a veteran status does not give you superiority. You know? That's ridiculous. Okay, let's move on. Is there anything else that you want me to talk about, Spirit? Because we have 10:30 coming tomorrow, and it is nearly 7 o'clock. We have 19. Oh, the sun. And then the Crone of Water, the Cups of... the King of Cups in reverse. And the Mother of Swords, or Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay. Yeah, so, like, I'm speaking to the underworld here, okay? Because okay, so the King of Cups has made an appearance again from yesterday, pulling it from the Nile fortune telling deck in the previous, you know, in yesterday's reading, and and you know, so he understands. He gets what I'm saying, because like I'm saying, like I'm not dealing with any bullshit, not even in the underworld. Like there's a certain understanding that I flex to between both worlds and the middle ground, but I'm not going to deal with bullshit in any of it. Okay, and he understands that. So like, I think what they're saying is don't worry about it. Like just go on your merry way. Like do your magic. Okay, do your thing. You know. Yeah, it's like I'm rewriting stories, you know. Yeah, he gets it. So, oh my gosh, seriously, that is him. Holy smokes! Because you see how he's masked. Do you see that? Like, this person gets me like a lot. I mean, I get him a lot, and I'm not even trying to get him. Like I just, he understands. So he's like, you know, you take care of me for real, and I'll take care of you. Don't worry about it. Like the sun is shining. Like there's sunflowers out. You know, it's like, this is abundant. Okay. The relationship expresses mutual, you know, it's mutually beneficial, and regardless of how anybody else sees it, like I know what I see, and I'm not going to like muffle that or let anything else dissuade me. Like what I see is what I see. I've been around many people, and this is for real. So you see this masked character though, it gives me that whole thing. That video of Rez, I forget what it's called, but there's that mask. It's the same exact thing, and like he's like the Empress is almost like right next to him, but her hair is very much like it looks like that, you know, magic wise. So that's crazy. That's so crazy. What? That's crazy. I don't know what kind of relationship this is. I've never had anything like this before. But it's like, I don't... Like, neither of us are selling out. You know, it's like, it's... I don't know, it's genuine, but like, I also have to express discernment on it. You know, I have to... I can't just be like, letting my guard down completely. But there's, I don't know, there's some kind of like power couple dynamic here. I don't even know how to, I don't even understand it. Like, Spirit, what is that? Why are we, that's crazy. 7, fire, 7 of Wands pronounced. This is something that goes way back, because there's a lot of scarabs throughout his hair. So that's very spiritual, and that goes way back, past lives. So there's some kind of like soul tie here that's understood, almost like mentoring, almost, or something like ancient about this, but like a full moon retrograde type of manifestation here, / retrograde manifestation here of that enlightenment. Like, there's a knowing, there's just this inner knowing that isn't just you can't confine it to words, because there's not enough to speak to it. There's something about this energy that is meant to be respected. You know, like, people try boundaries and stuff, and that's why I have to be very, like, discerning as well, continuously. But, like, there's something that, if someone is ultimately going to disrespect you within this dynamic, and take advantage of, like, old soul ties, then yeah, then it's a different degree as far as punishment. But, there's more abundance, there's like more of a return if you comply with it. Like, there's something about it that is, I don't know, like, there's like, Spirit's saying, like, you should not give one shit about explaining it to anybody else, because if they don't know, then they don't know. You explaining it will not help them get it. Like, they should know based on the energy that you've already conveyed. And if they don't know, then don't even try explaining. Okay? Just know that you are blessed with this knowing. Because not everyone gets it. 11, that's justice again. Okay, we talked about that yesterday. Yeah, there's something about this that balances scales in both worlds. Yeah, okay. I need to kind of stop at this point now. So we have 2 of Swords kind of muted, and then 3, the Goddess, pronounced, accentuated. So it touched my right big toe on this. So I don't know what that means on the foot, but like energies, but it's oh, I'm being protected. See, that's the Empress in its fully accentuated form, like boundless potential, and so thus more than willing to, like, express oneself, as is, as in the becoming, but also secretly protected. That's what that is. It's like, it's the bullseye as far as the growth. They're being watched over. Faye, this is unseen energy. A lot of people don't understand this energy, and let them not understand it. It's not for them to understand. It's not for them. So let them go on their merry way. That's fine. That doesn't lessen our blessing. That doesn't. I mean, let them just disregard as they will. We're granted this regardless of how anybody else feels about it, whatever, and what anybody else thinks about it. So there's a lot of protection in different worlds, but this is an emphasis on an intangible form because this is the sword's energy. Okay? That's what they're saying. Back in grade school, I think 4th grade, I had this teacher, super duper religious, okay? I think one of her family members had passed away. She was just drawing back on this story from way back when. And she used to read the Bible before, like certain passages before going to bed. And at one point she forgot, like she used to wear like these like funky, like 60s, like mint green, rose pink, light blue type of like 70s outfits, suits, pantsuits, and a wig and pearls, but she's a good person. So anyway, she was telling us this story about how she forgot to, like she fell asleep and she woke up to the ghost of that person that passed away, like their mother or some very close loved one, grabbing her big toe and like shaking her foot like that with her big right toe, to wake her up to finish her passages. Isn't that crazy? I told you I came up from a Catholic upbringing, and she was super duper religious. So this has nothing to do with like the occult or witchery or anything like that. This is, or even, this is something that like is beyond her knowing or understanding. It's what you experience is what you experience, and like to have to explain it and validate it to anybody else is just like cheapening, So big right toe, this is what it hit. Okay. It's absolute confirmation to me based on a story like that. Okay, bottom of the deck. Oh gosh, Crone of Air, King of Swords. Okay, 5 of Wands, 5 of Fire. This is bottom of the deck. So the more I divulge to you, like about abundance or what kind of connections I have, the more like people are like trying to fight for that energy, and it's like you don't attain this level through like fighting and conquering for it. You know what I mean? Like that was never my goal. Like it's always been to just like improve myself, just to see like what I could do, like how much I could do. Like just it's exciting to see what I can create. And like I don't know, I just never competing meant like always equated to something like you had to fight almost unethically. Like there were always rules that were bent, and it became some kind of like a political bidding when it came to competition or competitive fields. And it's like I never really like, I'm doing better on my own is what I'm saying, and there's a reason for it. Okay, so mid-deck, what do you want to say, Spirit? 3 of Pentacles. So, deconstruction. Breaking down the blocks so we could build anew again. Sometimes we practice in the underworld, like building in the underworld. Like, okay, what this is, to me, like the underworld feels like it's more like a waiting room too, with some nasty characters, It's like, like I don't really have to pay attention to you. I don't really have to like play with you. Just because I'm surrounded by bullies and dumbasses doesn't mean I have to become that energy. Like I can, just because like I'm stuck here with you guys doesn't mean that like I have to, give into that energy. Like I can build on my own over here and like see what comes of it, with, these surrounding influences. And that's practice to make you resilient. That's practice to like sharpen focus. And, with that, like you're also like doing divination in the underworld, which is like you're also inspiring others. Like you're catching glances, you're catching double takes. And to plant that seed in the underworld is something like magnificent, and only really an empress could truly understand the growth level, the potential in different kinds of soils. Like when you're growing a certain like farmers know this, like you deplete soil from certain nutrients if you continuously grow a certain thing, like a certain vegetable or whatever. So you have to like alternate so that it can kind of recalibrate the dirt. And so it's like that, you know. That's what Spirit is saying. Okay. I feel like I don't know what's next for me, but I've casted out the line, and I wasn't doing the like try hard thing either, or the desperation thing. I was just trying to be fair to just like, get my foot in the door while I work on some other things, because like this shit is not supposed to stress me out. I have worked so incredibly hard. Yeah. So let's see what else I can share, Spirit. That's 16. Omens. Oh, it's a tower moment. This is like a mushroom cloud, explosive, but the tree. So, explosive within its development. As we were talking about, planting a seed and seeing that express, like, oh, yeah, it is a reckoning, but like there's super amount of abundance that that happens due to planting those seeds. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, top of the deck is 8 of air, 8 of swords. So yeah, like mind over matter, like meditate. It's kind of like play dead. Like, you know what, forfeit. That's fine. I know what I'm doing. You don't have to know what I'm doing. Fuck you. This is my lotus flower. Fuck you. I still have it reserved. I'm still sitting here. I'm still doing my thing, and like I'm well protected. So don't mind me. I'm doing my thing. So that's the top of the deck. It's no secret. Bottom of the deck, yeah, it was 5 of, these people don't want to express power that they think they've got it all. They're like this Dane character that they think they're fucking above it. No. It's like, do you see that? Do you see the contrast? Each one has a throne, right? But do you like it's like, as a partner, who would you prefer, honestly? Like, when it comes to like heated, like when you have to put out, when you have to address like the highest board of directors, let's say, who are you really gonna trust when it comes down to like addressing something where it's like a class action lawsuit or whatever, like somebody who's like I know the perfect thing, like somebody who's super overconfident that isn't, that does the big red bow, but when it comes to those situations, they do a double big red bow. So it's like, it's so obvious you're being sold something that it's like, that it's an automatic flop. Whereas this, it's like, oh no, this person brings in new energy. Like, I feel calm when I'm having to address and cite certain, paperwork and, etc. Like, you can see, like, there's so many protectors of like mine surrounding. So that's what Spirit is saying. Okay, let's see, what else are we gonna say here? I dropped underneath Ostara the Temperance or Inner Alchemy in the Underworld. We have DAUMMNGANEYLRIEXE and then A. So we see Dane again here. We have manage. Manage Dane. Yep. Rely. I feel like manage is 100% here, but let me see if there's anything else. I see mad also, but Marine. Oh, I have somebody who has Marine background. Oh my gosh, the discipline that's gonna like be a smackdown on him is like Marine style. You know, like I've never been disciplined by a Marine before, but oh my gosh, this also tells me like with aquatics or whatever, he's gonna have to like find his own flow, because like he's gonna have to walk the plank. Marine, because I see down here too. Whoa. Wow. Okay. So we'll put manage. Okay. Okay. So there are other bullshitters, but you know, like I have to manage my time also and figure out the other stuff that I need to do here. Oh, I could also put Marine here. Is there enough letters here? M-A-R. I also see the name Marnie. X-ray. Exude. Exile. Oh shit. Yep. It takes a lot for me. Like, what occurred to me is that people know that when I call out names, how much these people have fucked up. Okay? Because the people that know that I could call out their name, but haven't, like, they know that, like, they fucked up or whatever. Like, they know they fucked up, like, really, really bad. So, if I haven't called out their name, but somebody else's, they know. There's some major fucked up shit about, you know, the people that I called out. So, just saying, I'm not being reckless with this, like, nope. Okay, so I have 2 vowels and 2 consonants now here to put through. I see somebody's last name. It's someone within my family, so I can't really, like, extended family. And, you know, like, one of the circles, and I just know her. So, anyway, I'm not going to bring her up here, but, yeah, okay. I have daily. I have dial. I have Guile. I think that's a Street Fighter character. I think so. Day. Guy. Guy is also a name too. I don't know who has a name that's Guy, but I know somebody has a name that's Guy. I forget who though. Ida is a name. Mary. Mary here. Okay. I don't know why I'm supposed to be looking at names. Oh, I see Aaron also. Both with an I and a Y. Yeah, I knew Aaron was going to come along at some point. And I know he is a hidden believer. But, like, he just kind of, like, doesn't... He pretends like he doesn't know. But I know he knew a long time ago. And I'm not supposed to decipher too much into people, but I think he's going to be here tomorrow morning too. You know, guys supporting guys. let's see here. There's Dan. Oh, well, we had Dane here again. Oh, I have Lady. Oh my gosh. People call me something like the Exile Lady because it's sharing the same L as Exile. Like, I think maybe they call me like the Reaper or something. Grim Reaper or something. Because it's Exile Lady. Oh, do you know her? Oh yeah, Tina's the Exile Lady. Okay. So we have you left here. There's XYU. If I just put lad. Or yeah. Then that would be XYU from the Smashing Pumpkins. But you, I think it's a smile. Like the Cheshire Cat, where they just kind of drift off, and then all you see is a smile until that like also dissipates. Yeah, so I feel like I'm the one with the last laugh here. I mean, I don't feel like I'm laughing here. I don't really feel like that, but it's just like, as far as satisfaction, with what brings overall happiness, even in the long run, like I might not feel out happiness over somebody's, fate coming forward within their, bad karma, but I know overall it's going to bring peace to the collective. It's going to bring much better things to celebrate, to engage in. There's going to be like a reorientation of sorts within the dynamics, because like the company will show like they're not going to put up with this hidden silo departmental bullshit, that like they're going to let one department and one figure within that department dictate how the organization is going to run. Like I told you what department I came from, and that holds a lot of essentially buying power when it comes to the mechanics of the full out organization. Like every organization, has, all the moving parts mean something, but when it comes to like getting that foot in the door, the dynamic of like expressing oneself, like placing the identity and the imprint and solidifying that, the department that I came from is that I was studied in is highly instrumental. One of the top ones, one of the top moving forces. So anyway, let me go ahead and show you. So that's what we got here. And you see, like, this is, the Three of Cups celebration, but this is like looking at that, like praising that. It's like the rainbow kind of thing. You see? So, that is what we've got. It's time to move forward, move on, and, do the rest of what we need to do here. So, now that this reading is officially over, I thank all of my sponsors and my supporters and every which way that you do that within your divinity. I appreciate it, because we're all doing the best that we can do, or should and ought to. And that's what I'm for. To, help open doors without, assuming the part of being that welcome mat, that doormat, There's a fine line between the worlds. All right. I think that is it. So I close all portals that have been opened, sending back the energies with light and love and their appropriate karma. That's it for now.